Hi and good morning. Today we will present about the research report of the Coffee House Zailin Zahfira.
Assalamualaikum. Hello everyone. My name is Muhammad Wafri Presentor. Today I will present to you about company profile, company details, and also process of starting and completing the job. Okay, for the first one, company profile. Coffee House Zailin Zahfira is a company that manufacturing coffee powder. Only the fresh coffee beans had been used in the production, and it will give an extraordinary experience for their customers. And for the market focusing, this company choose the Asia for the initial establishment for the business, and it been to expanding its market to Europe due to the people's acceptance of the coffee beverage nowadays. Okay. Always roasted fresh for you is the main trademark for the company. It is actually used as a marketing strategy to attract more customers to try this product, and once it will become their first choice among the other coffee powder in the market. Okay, for the main target is to provide the perfect bean to cup experience to coffee fanatics, offices, restaurants, cafe, and also hotels. Okay, next one, company details. Name of business is Coffee House Zailin Zahfira, and it's fully owned by Datuk Faizal Ash'ari bin Abdullah, and the establishment date is on January 2001, and it has been registered with Department of Islamic Development Malaysia, which is known as JAKIM. For the type of operation performed, Coffee House Zailin Zahfira is a manufacturing business that produce coffee powder. And Coffee House Zailin Zahfira also make a good cooperation with Eagle Crown Coffee Limited as their coffee bean supplier. For the last one, process starting and completing the job. Okay, for the first process to make the coffee powder is roasted process, which is Coffee House Zailin Zahfira use a medium roasting process, which is produce a somewhat stronger flavor. This process is used about 100 degrees Celsius to 300 degrees Celsius of the temperature. After roasted process is completed, the next process is grinding process. This process is the most critical process because in this stage it will determine the texture of coffee powder. And the next step is instant coffee process. This process is used when the company or business provide coffee or cocoa powder. It is IV brew with water in huge percolator, and extract is clarified from the brew coffee and sprayed into a large cylinder, and it enters a warm air stream that converts it into a dry powder. And after instant coffee process, the last process is packaging process. For this stage, the instant coffee or coffee powder will be vacuum packed in tin cans or glass jars before it's ready in market. So that's only for me. So for the next presentation, I will pass for my friends. Thank you.
My name is Zailin Zahfira binti Zailani and my matrix number is 204275. I will explain about cost accumulation that the Coffee House Zailin Zahfira use. Cost accumulation is a process that all details of expense incurred during the operation of the business are to be kept. Process costing is used by Coffee House Zailin Zahfira because they produce large quantity of single product, which is coffee powder. This company produce the product in batch, in which each unit of product pass through identical production process. There is no need to assign the production cost specific to each unit of coffee powder produced because of repetitive production. As you already know, there are two main steps in process costing system. First, estimating the cost of the production process. Second, calculate the average cost per unit by dividing the cost of the process by the number of units produced. Next, the manufacturing cost or product cost incurred are direct material and commercial costs. This system accumulates costs by department. Costs are transferred from one department to the next department at an average unit cost for the department. As you can see, there are 4 accounts that involved in this process. First, raw material inventory, work in process inventory, finished good inventory, and cost of goods sold. Raw material inventory start from the beginning of the first department and will be transferred to the next department until the last department to become finished goods. In the process, the product cost in raw material inventory account will be transferred to work in process account. After that, the cost will be transferred to the finished good inventory as soon as the product is complete. When the product is totally complete and transferred out, the company use the cost as the cost of goods sold and record it to the account.
My name is Nur Farahin and my metric number is 203379. So next, I will present the cost measurement. Cost measurement defined as a method to measure and record the product cost, such as direct materials, direct labors, and manufacturing overhead. The 3 types of cost measurement methods are actual costing, normal costing, and standard costing. Normally, a company that accumulates costs by process costing uses an actual cost to measure all costs. Actual costing system is a product costing system that measures the actual cost occurring in the production. In fact, the majority of the production costs can only be measured at the end of the production, so that it is rarely used by the manufacturer company, as an actual costing did not provide the timely information. Other than that, some actual costs have a high potential errors in price recording, as there are a lot of fluctuations. Based on our research, we assume that Coffee House Siti Aisyah is using actual costing to measure all the direct costs, whereby Coffee House Siti Aisyah is using actual cost, actual rates, and actual quantity in the production to determine the specific cost of coffee powder. This helps Coffee House Siti Aisyah to analyze the specific portion of the coffee powder production processes and exact accounting of costs if needed. By this costing system, the direct cost to a cost object can be traced. So, this is allowing Coffee House Siti Aisyah to analyze how many hours of manufacturing time of coffee powder is required to calculate the actual cost of producing coffee powder.
Next, I will describe about cost assignment. Coffee House Siti Aisyah has applied the method of cost tracing and cost allocation. Cost tracing can be explained by assigning direct costs such as direct material and direct labor use. For direct material, the company can trace the cost of raw material that involved into the product cost. Meanwhile, for direct labor, labor cost can be easily traced by the wages paid to the labor, which is assembly line. Next, Farahin will explain about the cost allocation.
So next, as the overhead cost cannot be traced directly to the specific product, the company used the allocation method to assign the cost. Cost allocation assigns the cost that cannot be measured directly to the cost object for the total resources used to produce the coffee powder. Coffee House Siti Aisyah allocate the indirect cost by using the departmental rate, which is based on actual overhead cost divided by the actual level of cost driver for each department. This is allowing the Coffee House Siti Aisyah to recognize the indirect costs in each department that are driven by different cost drivers. So, as we can see here, we must calculate the departmental rate to allocate the cost overhead for the green department. So how? Actual overhead divided by the actual machine hour, which is 960,000 divided by 40,000 machine hour, and we get 20 ringgit per machine hour for the departmental rate greening department. And then we can calculate the actual overhead for the green department, which is departmental rate times actual machine hour. 20 ringgit per machine hour times 4,500 machine hours. So we get the total actual overhead for green department is 19,000 ringgit.
My name is Siti Aisyah binti Hussein, and I will continue this presentation by giving the conclusion and suggestion. The conclusion is, from this report we can know that costing is important in determining the cost for each unit of product. For this company, they apply the process costing in accumulating, tracing, and allocating the cost to the product that is suitable with the production of the company that only produce single product line with mass production. With the help of actual costing, this company are able to identify their cost per unit accurately. This will help the company to come out with the price of their product after considering the cost that they will incur and the margin of profit that they want to achieve. As for suggestion, instead of using actual costing, they should try to implement a normal costing or standard costing. We know that actual costing will bring the most accurate amount to determine the cost, but the costing information will be prepared untimely as they need to wait until the end of the period to calculate the manufacturing overhead. With the use of predetermined manufacturing overhead rate in normal or standard costing, the company can estimate the cost earlier and on timely basis. However, if the company want to evaluate their performance, it is the best for them to apply standard costing. This is because in standard costing, we allocate all the manufacturing costs, including direct material and direct labor, and estimate the amount for one unit of product. The company can identify if there are any inefficiency in using any resources by comparing the actual cost and standard cost. If the actual cost is below the standard cost, it will be considered as favorable. Meanwhile, if the actual cost is higher, we will consider it as unfavorable and will identify whether there are some problem or inefficiency in handling material, machine failure, or the cost of raw material that might have rising. In addition, this company should try to create a more product to fill up customer satisfaction. They should realize that there are many competition in this industry, so in order to survive longer, they should come up with a variety of products that are different and unique. At that point, they might have to change their costing method from process costing to another method that will suitable with that type of production, such as hybrid costing. So that's the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening and goodbye.